Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA. Online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Friday, October 25th, 2024. It's 12:20 p.m. when I'm recording this episode. And since it's after 12 p.m., I can actually take a sip of this fine Tecate, first one of the day. First sip of the... This is actually the second sip of the day. I'm going to take a little sip here. I have to go easy on the beer because at 5 o'clock I'm volunteered to work at this theater up here in Trinity County, where I am in the mountains. They have this really nice theater, and they have performances. Sometimes they'll have groups come in. Like, for instance, I went to see a bluegrass band on Sunday called the Fog Holler Band or something like that from Portland, Oregon, and I love bluegrass, although I prefer to watch my bluegrass but when I'm sitting on a lawn drinking a beer. But this was in a theater, and I snuck a couple of beers into the theater. Anyway, I had been going to some performances up here at that place. The first one I went to was a performance of, what was that movie with the man-eating plant? You know what I'm talking about. They had Rick Moranis. Well, they did a play of that. What's it called? Little Shop of Horrors. That's what it is. Whew. And I went to a local talent show called Trinity's Got Talent, and there was one guy doing all the work at this place, running around, setting up microphones, running back and forth doing sound. It looked like he was working his ass off. And I sent him an email while I was there and saying, man, if you ever need any help, I'm up here in the mountains, and I've got a little bit of experience doing this stuff, and I've gotten really nothing to do up here in the mountains except for hunt. And I didn't tell him that, but I have nothing up here to do in the mountains except hunt and unwind and clean out the garage and do work that my wife tells me to do. So if you ever need any help, I'm happy to volunteer my help. And the guy got back to me and said, yeah, I would love to have you help. And then I I responded, and I never heard back from him. And I ran into him at the golf course restaurant the other day and said, hey, I emailed you a long time ago about trying to help you. And he goes, well, we got something going on this Friday if you want to help me. We have a dance performance by a local, one of the schools over here is doing like a local gymnastics and ballet and tap dance thing, and could use some help. So I went there yesterday and helped set up and help run this thing for the rehearsals. The performance is tonight. I need to be there at 5 p.m., so I can't be drunk, and I can't smoke any pot or anything. I was a little bit high when I ran into him at the restaurant. So I came off kind of like a douche or kind of like an idiot. I showed up yesterday. I think I did okay. I'm real quiet. When I don't have the microphone in front of my mouth, I am like a super introverted dude. And yeah... So I hope I didn't like embarrass myself, but I'm going there today, and I'm going to run sound and help run sound and lights. I ran some microphones yesterday, and just all around just helped out, and that's what I'm going to do tonight. So I'll have a reason to wake up in the morning up here in the mountains. Besides hunting, by the way, I've been hunting up here. There's a deer that I've been watching for the past 6 months. Hunting season ends tomorrow, which I'm actually it ends for me tonight. Or after I finish this show. There's this deer up here that had it was 5-point deer. It had 3 tines on one side and 2 on the other. And he was on the trail cam last night. He is now an 8-point buck, and this is my last day to try to get that buck. And I don't have I have high hopes, but I don't have high expectations. So yeah, what else am I going to do besides hunt and unwind? Might as well help at the Performing Arts Center, Trinity Performing Arts Center. I am leaving tomorrow, heading back to San Francisco I'm practicing with. I'm getting together with my old band, the Flexipleasers, which I sang half the songs and wrote half the songs with this guy named Mike Voss from a band called Los Alvadados and Drunk Engines, and our friends Jim Bealle and Tom Venegas, a great guitar player and great drummer. We have been talking about getting back together and just playing the songs again, just to have fun and cook out at Tom's house. So we're going to do that tomorrow. Looking forward to that, actually. I had to brush up on all the songs I have not played in. It's been about 20 years. It's been over 20 years. It's been like 23 years or something like that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And then I got to be in San Francisco. I'm going to be there all week working. So I don't have time to do an episode next week, probably because being in my daughter's house and not being the most welcome human being in that house, so I can't really sit down there and yell. But I'll try. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the vibe is in San Francisco. But that's an update on my life right now. What I'm going to do today is I'm finally getting around to, I'm just going to be a bonus episode. I'm finally getting around to doing a track-by-track review of the new Tuck Smith and the Restless Hearts album called Road to Redemption. That album came out when I was in Africa, and I've been promising to do it. The last three episodes have been interview shows, which, you know, I sometimes will go over a year without doing an interview, and this time, for some reason, I just got three back-to-back, so I did the Nasty Savage interview, metal band from Florida. I did Dragon, and just recently I posted the Jesse Fink, who's got a book about the latest Bon Scott book. So the last shows have been interview shows. I hope you enjoyed those. Haven't got that much. Got some. It's all been positive. I haven't gotten that much feedback on them. I hope you enjoyed them, and I hope you're still with your friend Michael Butler on the Rock and Roll Geek Show. I have not looked at the donations, but I'm kind of afraid to be honest with you. But thank you for listening, friends. And if you're listening to this episode, thank you for sticking with the Rock and Roll Geek Show. I appreciate it, friend. And one more piece of business: Handsome Dick Manitoba is going. We're going to do some shows up in the Northeast. His birthday is January 29th, and we're playing his birthday at the Bowery Electric in New York City. And we're playing two shows in the Philadelphia area and then one in New Jersey at a place we played before called Dingbats. And the shows are booked. The guarantees are not the greatest guarantees because, you know, Manitoba's in the, I don't know, he's in the clubs ain't giving guarantees what they used to give. So we're going to be losing about $1,500 on this thing. And Frank Meyer from the Streetwalking Cheetahs has taken Alex's place for this tour. We're going to see how that goes. I really like Frank Meyer a lot. He's a super talented dude and a great guitar player, and he's a super prolific guy. Anyway, we're playing these shows, and we're going to be about $1,500, maybe a little bit more than $1,500 short when we pay for everybody's plane tickets. And I have already volunteered to pay for my own plane ticket. No, I volunteered to play the gigs for free if I get my plane ticket paid for. And even with that, we're going to be about $1,500 in the hole. So we have decided, it was my idea to do a GoFundMe. Well, not a GoFundMe, an Indiegogo. GoFundMe takes a, if you don't meet your goal, you don't get any of it. Indiegogo, if you don't meet your goal, you still get what people have donated. There's actually a bunch of good perks and stuff. I don't remember off the top of my head. I will post the link to this Indiegogo, but as of right now, I posted it on the Facebook. I launched the campaign about 4 days ago, and I posted about 3 days ago on the Facebook. I just made one post. So far, we've gotten zero money, no takers, zero. So these shows are booked, and I'm probably going to have to pay this out of my own pocket. I know I already begged money with the value for value, so I understand, friends. I'm just letting you know, I'm just putting it out there on the show that if you're a Handsome Dick fan or going to these shows, there are some pretty good perks. There's like you can have brunch with Manitoba. He'll do a Zoom call with you. You can be a guitar or drum tech or bass tech for the night. You can request a song and get up on stage and sing background to the song, and he'll call you out. He'll shout you out from the stage. There's a few other things like that. There's also merch up there, merch perks as well, like T-shirt, button, CD, poster bundles, and there's signed posters, signed CBGB photos, some buttons, and you can also just donate as well. So if you are so inclined, friends, to help Manitoba out on these shows, so money doesn't come out of my pocket to pay the shortfalls from these low guarantees that these clubs are giving us. We just want to play, especially me. So, you got to take what the clubs are going to offer you. Times be tough, my friends. At least the tough in the Manitoba camp. But I'm putting that out there. So I will post a link on rockandrollgeek.com and also post it on the show notes, or on the show notes of rockandrollgeek.com, and I'll also post it on the Facebook page as well. That is the business. Let's get into this track by track of the new Tuck Smith album. Been meaning to do this for a while. Road to Redemption. There are 10 songs on it. There's actually a bonus track, Little Renegade, which is a reimagined version of Little Renegade. I have not listened to this album in its entirety, if you can believe that or not. I've just been so busy preparing all this other stuff. I've heard a lot of the songs, but have not listened top to bottom, so I am not going to be a little bit unprepared. And I know he came on Eddie Trunk yesterday or the day before, so I guess I'm kind of copying Eddie Trunk. Eddie Trunk broke Tuck Smith. He's responsible for his success, and I'm not going to bullshit you. He's way more popular than your friend Michael Butler on the Rock and Roll Geek Show, but I will tell you, I promoted Tuck Smith first, and you know it, friends, but who cares? That's neither here nor there. Today, Eddie Trunk won't be doing a track-by-track of his new album on his show. I don't think any other podcast will. So, friends, let's get right into it. This is a bonus episode. Thank you for listening. If you like the show, it's a value for value, et cetera, et cetera. Contribute what you can if you get any value out of this. First song is called Road to Redemption. I'm going to stop it here for a second. This is total my wheelhouse, as you know. So I'm fully expecting to give this thing a 10 out of 10. I'm almost hoping that I don't, because I don't want to seem like an ass kisser. But all right, back to great opening riff of the album. I think the Japanese version starts with "Take the Long Way" or "Glory Bound." I'm not sure, but we're doing the American version.
I still revel in the ruins of a teenage misled dream. Hell bent on havoc, I was torn at the seams, standing on the ashes of a last chance past, living somewhere between the fall and the crash. I don't wanna be a number.
So far I'm in.
What keeps me going's not knowing if I could turn it all back around.
Here comes the hook.
Just another road. Trying to find redemption, a road to whistle, raise on rebellion. Yeah, they say I'm just a lost cause ID, stealing like the world owes me money. Just another road, trying to find its redemption. Maze of the era of my ways, crucified myself to a causeless crusade. The blood has been spilled and the stakes have been paid. Now I'm making up for the mistakes I have made. Well, I've got the motives and I'm trying to find the means, but hope's a lot harder to come by than it used to be. Just another road.
I am seeing a lot of track-by-track reviews on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook page, so I will try to compare mine to yours, friends. I didn't think there were, but I just found them. All right, this is a +1 for me. Phil Robinson. Oh, wait a minute. He's got Take the Long Way first. Okay, I'm calling an audible. Stop. Okay. Let's do maybe that was the Japanese version. So we're going to start over. Calling an audible. We're going to do the track by track that everybody else is doing on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook page. First song, Take the Long Way. All right, big +1. Already played this on the show.
Some things I probably should have not. Somewhere in between a madman and a debutante. I've been learning the hard way. I'm just trying to set some pace. Please don't fail me now. Pick me up.
Phil Robinson, +1. Mike Cranston. It's the little touches like the keyboard in this banger that separate Tuck from the crowd. Big +1.
Come on and show me with some truth. I know I'll take bulletproof. Baby, I always take the long way down.
Cole Thornton. Mike Cranston, I don't think this group is trying to take credit, but it's been talking about Tuck Smith for years before anyone else. Exactly. Michael Street, big +1, $1 million chorus, catchy as hell, everything you want in a Tuck Smith song. Cole Thornton, +1. Bruce McMillan, I love the line, I haven't been the same since I got thrown out of the stadium. Live the message in, love the message in the tune, +1. There's actually 2 threads. Bruce McMillan. Oh, that's the same one. Okay, never mind. I give it a big +1 as well. Everybody agrees it's a +1. Harmony solos. Can't miss with that.
I'm learning the hard way. I've been digging my own grave.
Got a breakdown. Of course, a breakdown is what I love.
'Cause baby, I always take the long way.
All right. Big +1. Everybody agrees. Kill it. Okay. Next song, Glory Bound, which I played this one on the show as well. Here we go. All right. Big anthemic opening. Great. Come on. Big +1. You already know that, friend. This is going to be a very predictable track by track, probably. He just did a European and a Japanese tour. I think every show was sold out. And he came back and made some post on his website or Facebook or something, saying that he wrote these songs expecting to be playing them in an arena, which tells me some of these were probably on that Rob Cavallo record. I could be wrong. I did not listen to the Eddie Trunk interview. That's what I would have asked. But he was lamenting the fact that he played clubs, small clubs, even though they sold out, when he was expecting to play arenas, and he's thinking to himself, am I going to be relegated to be a cult hero and just play clubs? I guess if I am, so be it. Tuck, you fucking sold out clubs throughout Europe and Japan. That ain't so bad, friend. Especially in this day and age. Alright, this is a big +1 for me. Phil Robinson, +1. Glory Bound, Mike Cranston. This album sounds so fucking great. Tuck is one of the best producers going, +1. Michael Street, big +1. I'm glad Eddie Trunk discovered this guy. Repeat my comment from the first track. $1 Million chorus, catchy as hell.
We were found, trying not to drown, but now
Cole Thornton, +1. Bruce McMillan, love the line. Another solid tune with great lyrics, +1. I wish we could have got Richard Fusey's score on this.
I've been accused by being accusers of being the dead end with no future. I've been accused by the losers being the sellout and other rumors, and I don't even know.
Oh, Jim S. He gave his score too. He gave Take the Long Way +1. Glory Bound, another pounding riff, really like that, catchy as hell, and another great lyric. Jim S., the rock and roll toothbrusher. He started this thread. And I believe Bruce McMillan tried to start a thread, but somehow got more comments on Jim S. Great solo. Yeah, I'm jealous as hell. I'm not jealous. I try not to say I'm jealous anymore. I'm envious as hell of how great of a songwriter Tuck is. There you go. Big +1 for me as well. All right, third song. We got +1 here. Big +1. Third song, Indiegogo. Have I heard this one? I think I've heard this one too. Okay. Nice big melodic guitar.
My back's up, hit the road. Send my love to the ones I know. Paid in full, Lord knows I put in the time.
If I could give one criticism about Tuck, I wish he would change up his voice a little bit. He does this, yow, ay, ow. You know, that's his vocal style, but I've heard him sing the biters with a little, I've heard him sing in biters with a little bit more attitude, I guess you could say, or punk rockedness, or I don't know what the word is. I've heard him sing a little bit different. I wish he would sing a little bit like biters in some of the songs. That is a very, very, very minor critique. Again, who am I to be critiquing this guy? All right, let's see some of the on this one. Indiegogo from Jim S. Half. Starts really strong and kind of fades into forgettable. It might grow on me. For now, I'm giving it a half. All right? Phil Robinson. Indiegogo +1. Mike Cranston. Sometimes it does feel like the end of an era. Then Tuck Smith and the Restless Hearts release an album, and my faith in rock and roll is restored. Tobin Dale from the Sweet Things is in the video for this one. I think he's playing in the band now. Sweet Things, great band, by the way. They were in one of my top 10s. Tobin Dale from the Sweet Things is in the video for this one, but I think Tuck may have played all the guitars on the album. Anyway, I tip my hat and give another big +1. By the way, good knowledge, Mike Cranston. Big +1 for the big drums and all the little details this one reveals with repeat listen. Michael Street, +1, has a nice Donnie V and Nuff's Enough vibe to it. Yeah, that's true, Michael Street. Michael Smith? Cole Thornton, +1. Bruce McMillan, same as the last tune. Good tunes and lyrics so far, +1. I'm going to give this one a soft +1. I like the build up with the snare roll. It builds the song into a crescendo. that guitar thing, a little bit enough's enough. Like, I agree, Michael Smith. I agree, Michael Smith. Next song, Still a Dreamer. I don't think I've heard this one. Hold on, rewind. I like the backwards. I think that's a backwards backwards track. Let's hear if we hear any demonic messages. Worship Satan. Okay. Nice little harmonic intro again.
The fire in your heart.
I like when it breaks down to a bass.
You, demoralize you, try to get you to stop before you start. And I'm not lost more than most have tried, but sometimes it's the hope that keeps you alive.
Alive. See, I wish he would do alive. I wish he would do alive. But again, a minor critique. One thing you gotta say, the fucking guy's singing from his heart, and that's what you want in your rock and roll heroes, friends.
Oh, yes.
That guy is the real deal. There's no fucking doubt about it. Again, he's selling out clubs all through Europe and Japan. It could be worse, man. Could be doing an Indiegogo to fund a 4-show tour.
Baby, I'm still a dreamer.
I like that guitar thing right there. That's melodic. That's catchy. That's badass. That's a big +1. Big +1. I'm telling you that already.
That most of the ones that are winning are the ones that were born on third base.
Listen to that line. Let's back it up here. Here we go. Here we go.
That most of the ones that are winning are the ones that were born on third base.
Most of the ones that are winning are the ones that are born on third base. That is a fucking brilliant line to me. Of course, autobiographical song. Bruce McMillan. He is certainly getting his feelings out on this album. Another solid song, nice guitar solo. Is that Tuck or Tobin playing the solo +1? I think it's probably Tuck. I should have had him on for a track by track, but other people said I was copying Eddie Trunk. Cole Thornton +1. Michael Street. Reminds me of the Thin Lizzy homage Girls on the East Side of Town from the last record, okay? But I give it a +1. Yeah, it's got the breakdown stuff. Mike Cranston, I'm a sucker for big harmony guitar, so this is yet another big +1. Even before the awesome solo section and breakdown seal the deal. Have we got to the breakdown yet? I don't think so. Oh yeah, that's a total Thin Lizzy. Phil Robinson +1. And Jim S. Oh, here's the breakdown. Another, he gives it a half. Another one, it starts really strong, catchy. Really like the drumming on this one. The lyric is kind of meh. He sings with enthusiasm though. Soft +1, strong half, I think. I'm going to stick with a half from him. Although he compliments the whole song. I'll let you slide, Jim S. I love that. Even if, I'm going to stop it for a second here. Even if he wasn't doing the Thin Lizzy harmonies, which can be a little bit overdone sometimes, even if he wasn't doing the harmony, that's still, even if it was one guitar doing it, it's still a great melodic solo. Listen to it. Back it up a little bit. That's a great tune. That's a huge +1 for me. I have to. I don't know how you could give that one a half, Jim S. But I'll take your soft +1 and turn it into a strong half. How's that? All right, next song, Little Renegade. Have I heard this one? I probably have. Oh yeah, I've heard this one. Another anthemic open. Jim S. I'll let it go for a little while. Oh yeah. Let's sing him a little bit more attitude on this one. Yeah, that's great. Another fucking big +1. Son of a bitch, man.
I know your time and money spent, but baby, you're too good to quit. So don't fade, little renegade. Don't fade, little renegade.
All right, Jim S., the rock and roll toothbrusher, redeems himself with a +1. The single that came out before the record, I really liked it when I heard it before. Catchy, big +1. Phil Robinson, +1. Mike Cranston. There are just so many layers of production and songcraft to geek out on while listening to this album. The short but oh so sweet solo ensures that this one continues the +1 trend. I like that writing, Mike Cranston. Michael Street, big +1. Let's hear the chorus. This guy might be Michael Street, a.k.a. Michael Smith. This guy might be the best current catchy songwriter. Could see my fist raised in the crowd singing the chorus to this. Big +1. Cole Thornton, giant +1. Tuck Smith, I hope you're listening to this, you son of a bitch. Bruce McMillan, again, another strong one, +1. Another breakdown. How do you write so many fucking great tunes? Motherfucker!
Everyone's so beautiful, born rich, I wanna be like that. Yeah, this powder on your shoulder.
Alright, kill it. No, fuck it, let it roll. Let it roll!
Making you colder. So don't fade, little renegade. Don't fade.
So far, I'm 5 for 5, as is most everybody else except Jim S.
Steal your star and take you down. You're too hard to break right now. Don't fade, little renegade, little renegade, little renegade.
And the guy looks cool as shit on stage, too! Ah, I like the little, Sticks outro. Do-do-do-do-do. When I think... Oh, listen to me, back it up here. Back it up here a little bit. Let me see, okay. When I think of Lorelei. Okay. All right. Blood on the Stage. Let's see, will this be a 0 or a half? No, come on. Come on. We're going to take it down a notch, friends. To show that I can not only write pop anthems, but I can write introspective anthems as well. Bruce, all right, let's let it listen for a minute. I'm going to give my score before I read anybody else's. I don't know if I've heard this one.
the fire, dance in the storm, thrown to the wolves, and went back for more. Held out the love.
Sounds like he's like not only doubled his vocals, he's probably quadrupled his vocals.
That's right. There's blood on the stage. Hey.
I should have got him on doing track by track. We could have really got into how he does the studio shit. Tuck, if you're listening, want to come on and do a track by track, we'll listen to these and we'll go over all the studio stuff. You know how to reach me, friend. Text me. Call me anytime, Tuck. You don't have to text me.
Played my cards, I played for keeps. Play it till the fat lady weeps. What about you? Well, my heart rings true. I walk through the fire, I dance in the storm, thrown to the wolves.
It's going to be between this one and Ian Hunter's new album in the top 2 albums probably so far for me, and the top 10 of the year. If you're friends with Tuck on the Facebook or no, tell him he was invited by Michael Butler to do a track by track, and let him know. Well, I'm not gonna. I don't know my score yet, but you know everybody else's score. So I'm gonna go strong half on this one. Keep. Oh wait a minute, we have to solo here. I'm gonna have no. I'm going soft +1. I'm going soft. I'm going a strong half, so I can have a little bit of rock credibility. Bruce McMillan, this album just keeps on delivering, +1. Cole Thornton, +1. Am I gonna have to change my score here? Michael Street, Blood on the Stage, half. It doesn't suck or blow me away, okay? You talk me into it, Michael Street, aka Smith. I'm gonna stay with my strong half. Mike Cranston. The second half of this album really rewards repeat listens. Some atmospheric slide or heavily processed guitar and another tasty solo makes this one another +1. Phil Robinson, +1. Jim S., the rock and roll toothbrusher, +1. I love his voice on this one. I like the acoustic and electric riff, +1. Okay, I'm gonna go strong half. Pause it here for a second here. Whew, it's a strong half. So Tuck, if you're listening, don't think I'm trashing the song. I'm trying to keep the rock credibility after my last debacle of that Thunder Mother giving it a 13 out of 12. Okay. All right. Next song, Lost Boy. Have not heard this one.
Lost boy, what are you looking for? You're so restless.
I like descending riffs. I'm a fan of the descending. The descending means da na 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 na. You know, it goes down instead of going up, as opposed to ascending. A little physics lesson from your friend Michael Butler. I like the simplicity of it. Here comes the feedback. I like that. I like da da da. Simple 3 chords intertwining. Wait a minute. So does that lead into, is that, because it's the end of the, it does the Lorelei guitar, the keyboard. Does it start off with the Lorelei? Is it supposed to fade into the other with the same? Let's hear it. Nope, I was wrong. Okay, let me get it back to the Lorelei here. See, it's got the Lorelei, the keyboards again from the Sticks. I love those 3 chords. Blah, blah, blah. I'm assuming D-A-G. Oh my God. No, probably D-B-G. I like that harmony there. All right, let's hear the scores here. Lost Boy, that riff kills. The solo is so good here. Big +1. That, I agree, that riff is great. It's 3 chords. Phil Robinson, weak +1. Soft +1, I'll say. Mike Cranston, 1. I hope Tuck finds his way to the success he so richly deserves, +1. Michael Street, +1. I like how he's not afraid to put keyboards up front early. Doesn't get carried away with the name drops. Gave it a +1. Cole Thornton, just a half. Bruce McMillan, gotta keep my rock cred, so half on this one, although I like the pop guitar solo. We got to the guitar solo here. Oh yeah. I'm giving it a huge +1. I love this tune, man. I fucking love this. Now we're gonna have a breakdown. Nope. Some of these songs have to be on that Rob Cavallo record. They have to be. If they're not, this motherfucker is a genius. Shitting out hits. All right, kill it. Kill it. A +1 for me. Son of a bitch. What did Jim S. give it? He gave it a +1, right? I respect Jim S.'s opinion on this one. He gave it yes, that riff kills. I already did his review of it. All right, next song, Down the Road. Have not heard this one.
You and I were always born to ride
Ride.
with grit and style, like a
Beatle-esque.
Playing out on the screen. Well, I've never seen a road ever paved in gold. There's more than meets the eye that you can see. So keep your wits about you, cause the world's on fire and the wolves are out tonight. We break all the rules and laugh at the fools, cause baby, this is our time. Our time. So here we go.
Another ballad. So far I'm leaning towards a half. Strong half. I'm going to let the Friends of the Rock and Roll Geek Show sway my opinion on this one. Jim S. Half. Another acoustic intro. I'm sure lots of people like this style of melodic mid-tempo songs. I'm not one of them. I give it a half. Phil Robinson, strong half. Mike Cranston, despite some wonderfully melodic guitar playing, I was leaning towards giving this song a strong half because it seems like something Tuck could write in his sleep. Then I woke up several mornings in a row with it stuck in my head. +1. Huh.
road that's less traveled, when we watch it all unravel.
You know, I'm going to pause it here for a second. You know how I think this song would make it a lot better? I'm probably leaning towards the strong half too. He's got a lot of reverb or some kind of effects on his voice. I think if his voice was totally dry, you know, I'm not a producer. Who am I to tell Tuck how to produce a record? The guy's got the Tuck Smith sound. But if his vocals were upfront and dry on this song, I think it might have a more of an effect.
No, we don't know where we're going, but when we get there, we'll know where.
I could be wrong.
Here we go, down the road. When we stop
Michael Street, a.k.a. Smith.
our minds, that's when the magic starts to come to life.
I give Down the Road a half. Sounds a little too similar to End of an Era, so he gives it a half. Okay.
It's time.
Cole Thornton doesn't give this one a score. So I'm assuming he's giving it a +1, judging by the score of the total album. So I'm going to take that as a +1 from Cole Thornton. Bruce McMillan, Anthemic, get your lighters in the air, motherfuckers! +1. I'm gonna go strong half. I let you do my talking. I let you decide, and the friends of the show told me to give it a strong half. Road. I don't think he needs to pronounce it road. Okay, still a Beatle thing at the end. Okay, still a great tune. I just said it's a great tune, but I'm giving it a strong half. Why did I say that? You know, I got to change just based on that, what I just said. I would be a hypocrite, so I'm giving it a soft +1. Okay, I changed my score. All right, next song okay, we got 2 more songs. Next song, title track of my new album, Rogue to Redemption. Oh, yes. Come on. +1. Oh, this was the other version, so I already gave it a +1.
Revel in the ruins of a teenage misled dream. Hell bit on havoc, I was torn at the seams. Standing on the ashes of a last
Bruce McMillan. C number 6. Blood on the Stage. This album just keeps on delivering. +1. Cole Thornton, half.
Just another road.
Wow. I love this tune, man. Michael Street. Kind of sounds like something that could have been written in Bider's era. Definitely a good one. +1. Tuck Smith. If you're listening to this, these are real rock and roll fans who are reviewing this record right now that I'm reading along their comments. No disrespect to your boy Eddie Trunk. The friends of the Rock and Roll Geek Show have way more knowledge than the host of this show. I'll tell you that, man. Mike Cranston. The chorus melody seems like it might have been inspired by the 60s girl group sound. How about that, motherfucker? Tuck! Knowledge, man. Okay. Wasn't crazy about it at first. The verse riff, on the other hand, is totally undeniable. I love how the song builds to the breakdown and then takes back off. +1. Bill Robinson. +1. All right. You gotta hear this one now. Jim has the rock and roll toothbrusher. I love this riff. Catchy as hell too. The riff is derivative. Sounds a lot like Jesse's Girl. Jesse's Girl? I disagree with you on that one, Jim S. Honestly, if you're going to rip off a riff, might as well make it a good one. Maybe a different Rick Springfield riff. Which, by the way, Michael Street posted a new Rick Springfield song that I like. I give this one a +1. That's Jim S. I give it a +1 too as well. Here comes a breakdown. Come on. Son of a bitch, that's catchy as hell. How can that Big 5 record label drop, whatever the name of that label was he was signed to, Big Engine or whatever they're called, how can they drop him with this shit? These songs are fucking great, man. God, I wish I had this much talent. I wish I had this much talent. I wish I had this much talent. Law of attraction. For the secret friends out there, I just put it out there to the universe. All right. What am I talking about? I don't know. Last song, When the Party's Over. This is the last song in the album. Now, I have a bonus track on the Japanese version, which I'll close out the show with probably. Last song, When the Party's Over, which is a great title for a last song in an album, so hopefully it's introspective.
Basking in the aftermath that's ringing in my head. My serotonin's ruined, and all I've got is dead. And I wanna know, where do you go when the party's up?
Great album closer. Great album closer.
Now we're crowded from the wreckage. There's no one to help.
It's not introspective, but it is a great album closer.
Every bridge there is in this goddamn town. I wanna know, where do you go when it's alone?
Huge +1. Huge +1. Anybody on this thing, on this group, gives us a half? I don't believe it. I can't believe it. Jim S. A half! He gave it a half! A solid album closer, catchy riff. I'm not enamored of that, how he sings this, though, so I'm giving it a half. Wow, Jim S. He says, I'm a total 8 out of 10. I'm really digging this record. I want to see him live really bad, but he's not coming anywhere I can get to. I'm hoping he tours a little more and comes by. Record's well produced, big catchy, I'm really digging it. I played this with my family in the car. They have very wide taste in music. My wife likes country, oldest stuff like that. My youngest likes 21 Pilots and Green Day. They all like this record, so that's saying something. Phil Robinson. Took me a bit to get into it, but +1. Mike Cranston. Another vocal melody, that 60s girl group feeling, but what the hell, some of the best power pop of all time was inspired by that sound. Let's keep the party going. My head says 10 out of 10, but my heart says 13 out of 12. I'm a fan, not a critic, and Tuck's music is in my wheelhouse. I could be a hard ass and give a couple songs a half, but where's the fun in that? Talent like this doesn't come around very often. You hear that, Tuck? Talent like this doesn't come around very often. Glad I'm in a group that appreciates that. Dude, if you're listening to this, your head's swelling, motherfucker. You gotta be getting a big head. Michael Street, +1, really good mid-tempo song. If it were me, I would have closed the album with one of the ballads. I disagree. I would have closed it with this one, just based on the title. 9 out of 10, my score. Not like Butler Baboon Show, Thunder Mother level, but 9 out of 10. Cole Thornton. +1. Wait a minute. He's got Rock the Nations as the final song. I think he means when the party's going. He gave it a +1. Bruce McMillan. Another rock cred one. It's okay, a half. Wow! All right, I disagree. It's a big +1 for me. All right, we're going to tally up our scores here. All right, so I'm giving it, so he gave it a total 9 out of 10. All right, where am I here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5. 9.5 out of 10. You hear that, Tuck Smith? 9.5 out of 10. Bruce McMillan, 9 out of 10. Cole Thornton, 9 out of 10. Michael Street, 9 out of 10. Mike Cranston, 10 out of 10. Phil Robinson, 9.5 out of 10. Jim S., 8 out of 10. There you go. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with me, but if you disagree with me, put in the subject line, send it to rockandrollgeek. Michael Butler, or wait a minute. Send it to rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. If you disagree with me on how great this album is, put in the subject line, Butler, I have shitty taste in music. I disagree with you. Put that in the subject line, okay? All right. All right. I was going to say something smart aleck to the sheriff, but I think the sheriff likes this record too. He was probably too busy to give his score. All right, we're going to close out with the bonus track, which is Reimagine Little Renegade. Let this start playing while I'll talk over the post. Thank you for listening, friends. Hope you enjoyed this track by track of Tuck Smith's new album, Road to Redemption. I'll post where to buy this thing on the show notes at rockandrollgeek.com, is where you can find all the episodes as well. You can find me on the Twitter, R&R Geek. You can find me on the Facebook, Rock and Roll. Wait a minute, let me start that over. You can find me on the Facebook, R&R Geek. You can find me on the Twitter, R&R Geek. You can find me on the Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek Don't Ask. There's a Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group where brilliant knowledge was in full display on this episode. If you haven't signed up, I don't know what you're waiting for, friends. He's got answered 2 questions, so the sheriff knows you're not some super hot chick from China trying to message you on Telegram in private about how she needs money to come to the States. Find me on the Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek Don't Ask. I already say that, I don't know. It's a value for value, friends. So if you get any value out of this, contribute what you can. And since I'm begging, if you want to help us pull this Manitoba tour off with some great perks, what other band's going to let you be their guitar tech for a night? Or offer you have brunch with Manitoba?
Still couldn't fake it. It's a shame this world.
Request any song from his back catalog. We don't know every song, friends. We'd have to work on that. And you get to get up on stage and sing background. And get your balls busted by the man himself. And there's lots of great merch up there too. All signed. Thank you for listening, friends. I'll talk to you as soon as I can with another Rock and Roll Geek episode. We also have a track by track of the new DAD to do as well. I have not listened to that one before yet. I'm up here in the mountains. I'm going to go walk around in the woods after I post this show and look for that 8-point buck, bet it down. Then maybe unwind and then go work at a ballet show. Thank you for listening, friends. I'll talk to you soon. Close out the show, Tuck Smith.
Dumpster diving for their clothes. Everyone's so beautiful, born rich, you wanna be like that. Yeah, this boulder on your shoulder, it's only making you colder. Sit on
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.